Director General, I have the honour to present my letters of introduction. Thank you.
Today's ceremony marks an important milestone in the relationship between the OECS and its member states and New Zealand. New Zealand's move to establish formal diplomatic relations and accredit you as the country's first representative to the OECS is a testament to the importance of the growing relationship between our respective sides. We in the OECS are quite happy about New Zealand's decision to establish a High Commission in Bridgetown to cover a number of Caribbean states, including the countries of the Eastern Caribbean. This development serves as a major step in elevating ties with our region to new and unprecedented levels of diplomatic engagement. The relationship between the OECS and New Zealand is underpinned by shared historical linkages, people-to-people exchanges, particularly in respect of education, and common interests and values such as democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. OECS member states and New Zealand are fellow members of the Commonwealth of Nations. New Zealand is a keen promoter of educational development and over the years has assisted in capacity building and in the advancement of the region's development agenda by offering scholarships to OECS citizens in areas of priority, including agriculture, geothermal energy, and disaster risk management, among others. On behalf of OECS member states, I wish to convey profound gratitude to New Zealand for the assistance that it has provided over the years in the field of education. New Zealand is an active member of the international community and holds membership and significant sway in a number of multilateral bodies such as the United Nations, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, and the East Asia Summit. In respect of the United Nations, it is seeking a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for the period 2015 to 2016. New Zealand has had significant experience in the area of geothermal energy. In fact, New Zealand was one of the world's first countries to develop large-scale geothermal energy generation since the operation of its first geothermal power station in 1958. The development of geothermal is particularly important to a number of OECS member states which are seeking renewable energy alternatives and an end to fossil fuel dependence. Earlier this year, New Zealand partnered with the OECS member states by sharing its expertise in geothermal energy development at a workshop held in Dominica. The OECS looks forward to more opportunities for exchange and collaboration with New Zealand in this area, given your country's commitment and success in geothermal development. As you are aware, Excellency, the OECS has recently embarked upon an initiative to create an economic union to enhance international competitiveness and raise living standards. While still in its early stages, the OECS Economic Union has already yielded significant benefits to our people, the most notable of which is the regime for the free movement of people, which came into effect on 1st of August 2011. Over the years, we have made remarkable progress as a region of small island developing states, and we have achieved much more through integration than we could have achieved as single states. However, in a complex globalized world, no country or regional grouping is immune to global challenges to sustainable development, let alone small island developing states, which are the most vulnerable members of the international community. New Zealand has shown that it is cognizant of the challenges faced by SIDS. As a country constituted by a number of islands, it is familiar with the challenges peculiar to island environments. In addition, many of New Zealand's neighbors in the Pacific are small island developing states and share similar sustainable development challenges with the OECS, including acute vulnerability to global economic shocks and fluctuations, a dependence on international trade and tourism flows, and a susceptibility to natural disasters and the physical impact of climate change. New Zealand continues to be a champion of the SIDS cause. New Zealand is a supporter of the Barbados Programme of Action for Small Island Developing States and provided critical support and logistical assistance to Samoa during that country's hosting of the SIDS conference in September of this year. In fact, we in the OECS benefited from that assistance in getting us to New Zealand. Your Excellency, the UN's designation of 2014 as the International Year of Small Island Developing States offers both sides a unique opportunity to focus our energies on cooperation. New Zealand has knowledge and expertise in areas, as we've said, as renewable energy, but as well oceans governance and management and non-communicable diseases. The OECS hopes the enhanced diplomatic presence of your country will translate into meaningful and collaborative exchanges in the future.
Thank you very much for the welcome here this morning, Your Excellency, Dr. Didicus Jules, and colleagues. It is a very great honour for me to be here today to present my letter of introduction. My accreditation signals a new step in New Zealand's desire to enhance and deepen our engagement in the Caribbean region. Of course, as the Director General said, our relationship is not new. New Zealand has long-standing ties through our Commonwealth connections, but we think that the relationships are a bit undercooked, and we really want to bring them closer to their potential. And as the Director General has said, we have agreed on 3 priority sectors where New Zealand can add value. One is in the renewable energy sector, one is around disaster risk management. New Zealand has earthquakes, you have annual cyclones, and in the area of education, and particularly the scholarship program, and particularly in areas like agriculture, where New Zealand, it's our heart, it's our lifeblood, it's what we do, and we think that we can actually add value to some of the work that's being done in the region here. We see the OECS as a vital partner in this deepened engagement. Already we have cooperated with the OECS on the workshop in Dominica on geothermal energy, and in the recovery program following the Christmas flooding in some of your member states. In that renewable sector, we see significant potential. Almost 80% of New Zealand's electricity generation is actually from renewable sources. And we have been doing geothermal for over 60 years. That's 2 generations of engineers and technical people. So for us, geothermal is not perceived as a new technology. It's a tried and trusted way of ensuring that we have a good mix of our electricity generation makeup. And we are looking forward very much to working further in that field, because renewables and particularly geothermal have clearly got great potential in the OECS member countries. In terms of the UN, I'm pleased to say that we were successful in our campaign to get a seat on the UN Security Council. New Zealand campaigned very much around the fact that we are a small state too, and we believe that small states must have their turn in the machinery of the United Nations, and we very much value our opportunity to be a voice for small states in the next 2 years when we're on the Council. We also see ourselves as playing a role around the SIDS issues, and we very much want to be in close contact over the coming months and years while I'm in this position around how we can further the SIDS issues on the international and regional stage. So there we are. Thank you very much. We were delighted, as I say, to host you in September, and we hope that that provided just a window, however brief, of how New Zealand approaches international engagement and how we approach our development partnerships. But we're here to develop really genuine partnerships around practical and pragmatic projects, and I'm really looking forward to being the spearhead for that in my time as the New Zealand High Commissioner.